Yeah, and in terms of, bonding, building in the city of Philadelphia, and then holding each other accountable, kind of sounds like a perfect entree to discuss the current Philadelphia Eagles, right? With A.J. Brown saying, I'm just holding people accountable when I'm at my locker after a ninth straight win, talking about the passing game being an issue. And, and then the rest of the team throughout the week saying, hey, we're just talking about getting better. And a lot of us in the, observation mode are like, okay, let's see how this one works out. And they go out and punk the Steelers. And I'm just wondering, like, do these Eagles need that sort of drama in order to be successful? Do you think, Brian, from afar here? What do you think?
So here's the thing. If you look at last game and you can't see with your eyes that there was a struggle to get the ball in the air and get completed passes and get runs after catch, that it was a struggle for them to do that, then you're not watching the same game that I'm watching. Yes, there was some struggles. They won the game. Yeah, absolutely. And here's the great thing about it. In some locker rooms, a win is a win, and the win rushes and brushes over everything. So why are we talking about anything and we're winning? No, you actually have individuals that care enough about what they do on the field, how they go about doing their business, and knowing the grand scheme of how they lost last year in the playoffs to recognize that, yes, we won the game, but there needs to be always but. In every game that you win, besides the Super Bowl, there always should be a but. If you win, there should be a but this, because there's always things to fix. There's always levels that you can increase to. And if you have a mindset that you want to stay comfortable and get comfortable in victories, but you don't want to challenge yourself and hold yourself to a high standard, and it's ultimately about that. What is the standard that you hold yourself to? Do you hold yourself to the standard of, hey, let's just win? No, you hold yourself to, yes, let's win, but what did I do to attribute to it? What did I do, or what could I do better to make sure that if we're faced another opponent and another opponent is better, that my standard then rises to another level of how I need to perform, right? So to me, that's what you're hearing. You're hearing guys that had that conversation. They said some things in the media. They had their tough conversations, hopefully behind closed doors. But then you saw a product show up on the field. That means to me that not only were the words heard, but they were listened to, they were talked about, and then actions were put in place so that they can come on the field and perform and do better. And they did.
Yeah, 10 wins in a row, right? And so that is the ultimate, I guess, indicator whether it is working or not. So are you saying you're not concerned at all with the manner in which, even with A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts, kid and play dancing their way to a victory, there still was a moment with Jalen Carter on the sideline that, Big Dom had to get between the coach and Jalen Carter, and it's just, I looked at it, I was referring to it, Brian, as a family that loves each other, but they got to argue it out and have friction in order to come together closer. Like, that's what these Eagles look like to me.
Yeah, but you also have to recognize who you have in Jalen Carter. Like you have probably perhaps one of the best pullback players in the game of football. When I say pullback players, it's a guy that you have to tell to slow down, not speed up. Like, hey, slow down. Hey, let's handle this. He has something to him, like his willingness to go. I don't matter of fact, does he even come off the field? Like I didn't look at that. Like, does he come off the field? And if he doesn't come off the field as a defensive lineman, like that's very rare that a guy doesn't come off the field as a defensive lineman. So, and then he goes hard every play, right? So he has so much to give. And sometimes when you have that, sometimes you go overboard. Got a 15-yard penalty. Yes, it was not the smartest thing to do. Got it. But you know also that he gets ramped up, and when he gets ramped up, then that's not really the time to come to be like really getting in his face. Like let him calm down a little bit so that you can have a conversation with him, right? And maybe that's what was going on. I'm just speculating here
Sure.
now because I've had teammates like that. Like we have to, hey, coach, we got him. to let him cool down a little bit. Then the coach can come say what he needs to say, and then we move on with it. But that happens, bro. Let's just don't allow that to be something that you think, oh, there's chaos in the locker room before. No, that's not chaos. That happens from time to time on the sideline, especially on game.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.